Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today we ask the question, is this a breakout or is this a fake out? What do you think? Leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what you think before I jump into my thoughts, but feel free to leave it anytime. Before we jump into all that, smash the like button. This will help get the channel out to more people, as does your wonderful comments that you leave. This does help support the channel. Thank you so much. And those of you who leave questions in the comment section, I do get back to those as soon as I'm able to. However, if you want more immediate engagement and interaction, you can find me in the Discord, the Stocks with Josh Discord. The links are below in the description. You might need to click the more button there. There are crypto channels, stocks channels. There are a bunch of other traders other than myself there, but I have my own Crown Traders channel in there where I share education, insights, resources, some of my trade setups, and of course, entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Okay. So check that out. Also, the Tribal Trades Discord is also not open. I'm sorry. I announced that for many weeks. It was open. It's now closed. You can get on the wait list. There's an email address there. We will open it up again sometime this year. I'm not sure when, but if you want to go on the wait list, there's the email address in the description as well. Okay, so let's jump into some of the news here. And what have we got first of all? Yeah, China just cranked up the money printer to max speed, M1 money supply. I actually think this was announced a little while ago, so this has been coming. So this is probably not something new. This was expected, but it looks like the volume has been turned up on the money supply there. And there is reports that the USA is pausing their balance sheet sell-off. And you know what comes next? They start to be buyers. And so I do think that's positive. Is it a fake out or a breakout? We're going to look at the charts in a moment and see what is going on with that. If we go to the Bitcoin chart here, we can see that we're now at the top of the range. We are retesting the 50-day moving average. I think if we can break above that and we can find support here at 99,500 and break above that, retest that as support, then we could be off the races. This is the weekly time frame. This is a bull flag. They have a 67% chance of breaking to the upside. So I think this is not a fake out. I do think this is a breakout. And of course, there is a 33% chance that it does break to the downside, and it is a fake out. Of course, it could just be a liquidity grab, which means it's it'll just keep ranging. It's neither a fake out or a breakout. It's just going to continue to range. And this is where we can learn as traders to make money in any kind of market. When it's going up, when it's going down, you can short the market with leverage. You can join the Discord to learn more about how to do that, or you can trade the ranges. So whether you're a short-term trader, a medium-term trader, or a long-term trader, you can make money in any markets. And that's what we teach people to do in the Discord, and people are making money. Okay, I love to see the wins section of the Discord stacking up. Now, of course, if we come back to the middle of the range here at 95, which we visited a couple of times, again, you could have done 3 trades this week and had 3 wins there. 1, 2, 3, all on the 50-day moving average. You get in at the bottom or near the bottom of the range, and then up and get out at the top or near the top of the range where we've got the 50-day moving average there for that. And you can see the other moving averages can provide support and resistance. We have broken above the 100-day moving average and the 20 EMA on the daily. And so there's a bunch of moving averages that we're moving above. The 100 EMA is moving up now to 94. The 200 EMA on the daily is creeping up to 85. But my expectation is that at some point we are going to break out of this range. So we could come all the way back to 95. That's where I enter. I can open a long, a leverage, short-term, medium-term position, see how long it takes, and then I can look at getting out around here at this 97,800 or at this 99,000 level. You can short it all the way back. If it rejects here, you can short it all the way back to the middle of the range or the bottom of the range there. Of course, you don't have to do leverage trading. You can just open a spot position. Leverage is just really borrowing money. So you can have a spot position there. You could throw a few $1,000s in there, write it up, take profit, wait for it to come back, rinse, and repeat. So these methods work no matter what your trading strategy is, whether you're a short, scalper, medium, long. I tend to be a little bit of all three. That's why I have the 3 different portfolios, and I've shared from the very beginning. I have my day trading scalp portfolio, I have my swing trade, my medium-term portfolio, and I have my longer-term hold portfolio, although there's only a couple of coins that I'm currently doing that with at the moment, okay? And I am going to translate those into more longer swing ones. They're not quite going to be hold where I hold them as long as possible. I am going to take a little bit of profits and swing them a little bit. Okay, so that's how we're looking with Bitcoin. I've had a lot of requests for this one, Sonic. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Sonic charts here. This is one of the coins that I gave in the Discord at 51 cents. I gave this in the Discord at 51 cents. We do see right now that it's rejecting at 82 cents. Okay, so there is some rejection there at 82 cents on the 200 EMA on the hour. On the 100 EMA, there could be some support there, and the 9 EMA there is at 74. Let's have a look at this on the 4-hour time frame. Again, we have some rejection there at the 82. That is the 50 EMA on the 4-hour there. So you can see how there is some resistance there. There will be some support here around that 74 level. You can see these wicks here. They do provide support and resistance. If we flip to the daily there, we can see that this has had a beautiful move. Now, I didn't catch this move here because I'm waiting for a reversal, and we got those reversals on the smaller time frame. This was a stopping volume candle as well. Sure, we could have front run it down here, but I like the 51 entry that I gave, and look on the button. That was perfect. Let's go and put a line there for 51. That was absolutely perfect entry there. You saw that. That's what I gave on the retest. I gave that in the Discord. And if you've gotten in on that trade, that's 51 all the way up to around 82 cents. What a great move that put in right there. I don't necessarily think the move is done. Of course, there is going to be some more up around that 84, 85. You can see these long wicks that came down. We'll put this over here, and I think we probably see 85, yeah, 85, I think probably, maybe even 84. So somewhere here, 80, I'll put it at 85. How's that there? And I think we'll see a little bit of resistance there. And of course, then the next big one is going to be 91. You can see how much this was an area of interest and how many buys came in before we finally broke through. And that quite often happens. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits of it. It weakens it, and bang, it's on the way through. When you see that happen, don't blindly put a buy order there, because it's likely to break, because that support has been weakened. And the same way when it comes up, this will be some quite strong, up here, quite strong resistance. There will be a little bit strong resistance here. If we can break this 91 cents, boy, oh boy, that is going to be incredibly bullish. So we could trade in a range here. We could find some support, find the middle of the range. I'm going to update those charts for the people in the Discords there. So make sure you pay attention for that. But that was an incredible trade that I gave. Great move on there. Some of the other ones that I have been looking at, obviously, are Tau. And I've been looking at got its Coinbase listing. So I do want to highlight this one. I am very bullish on Tau, and it's done quite well. People were saying, well, it's going to dump on the list on the day listing. It did the opposite and just continued to pump. It did finally find some rejection there at 483, and then it's lost the Fibonacci at 469. So that's currently resistance. That would have been a good place to get out of the trade or take profit. Actually, this would have been here because it melted through. But if you had a stop loss, this would have been the place. Now we can consider a fairly tight entry here on the 200-day simple moving average at 455. Or look at this, the 100 and the 200 EMA and the daily are at 448 currently. So that's going to provide incredible support there. If for some reason we do lose that, we do have more support down there at 423, which is the 50-day moving average and the 50 EMA on the daily, okay? But this could be a nice little swing if we come down to here, you can get in at 455, take profit at 468, or if it breaks through up to 483, or if it comes down to here at 448, the 200 EMA. But again, that might be a little tough, because if you go below there and you're below the 200 simple, this is a major moving average. So I'd like us to stay here. It'd be nice for this to hold the support. And usually you see these wicks, they do get eaten up, don't they? Which means we might create a higher low and come into this here. So there could be a nice trade up to either here at the Fibonacci at 468 or to the 100-day moving average at 483, or halfway up there, somewhere around there. And if it rejects here again, that would be a place to get in the trade. And hopefully what happens actually is we come up here, we may get another rejection here, and we come back and hold this as support, or come back to here. And this could be a nice little range to trade here. Obviously, you've got this little Fibonacci here that could provide a little bit problematic. It has here, there's been 1, 2 rejections, but just like we saw with Sonic, look over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is weakening here, and if we continue to see price action around here, it wouldn't surprise me if we finally break up and this then becomes support, and then we start to trade a different range there. Again, I'm giving all those ranges in the Discord there. Ondo right now hasn't had a significant move. It did find a nice stopping volume candle there, and we do have a bullish WW bottom. There's the W. There's the other side of the W. This side of the W is higher. That is good. What we want to see is we want to see a higher high there from that we put on the 11th of February, which is up around $1.29. So we want to get to $1.30. Then we're going to be creating a higher high here. Ondo has some challenges. It's under the 9 EMA. It's under a Fibonacci. It's under the tribal trades trend line, one line to rule them all. And it's also below the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA and the 100-day. But as you saw with Tau, once it gets above that, it can really start to go bullish. However, if you're trading Ondo, entries could be here at $1.20. Obviously, you'd have to watch the 9 EMA at $1.25 and all these other. This here, obviously, I think would find some resistance there at $1.29. So $1.20 to $1.25, 29. But if we break down further, usually this is a golden entry down here at $1.15 is the 200 EMA on the daily, and that can be traded. Just find the range, the support and the resistance, find the Fibonacci's, find the moving averages and the EMAs, and you can trade and make money in between those. And of course, if you want to be a long-term Ondo holder, this is or a medium, this is a great place. You don't have to take profit. You can wait till it gets up higher, and I believe it will. I still believe Ondo can get to $5, $6, $7, maybe $10, maybe at the very most. My real up there target is like around 20. But of course, we're down at 1, and everybody's going to be going, no way, the bull run's over. Look, I don't think the bull run is over. I do think it can get higher. I would be surprised if it didn't get at least to $5. $10, I think, is a reasonable target, and $20 is really up there, and it's possible. If it can get to the current market cap of Solana, it's going to go over $20, and I think that's possible. Cardano, we saw get up to that $90 billion. Solana's there now. Of course, I think Solana will be much higher by the time Ondo got up there, but I do think that's possible, okay? But let's just focus on the more shorter to medium-term targets. So this can be a good entry here. If you're looking, you say, hey, I'm looking for more of a medium-term swing or a more longer hold for weeks or months. Entries here still at $1.15, and I think $1.20 are still good. And I would still be taking entries if we break above any of these moving averages for a long-term hold. HODL, the 9 EMA, the 20, and the 100 EMAs are there, and the 50 EMA and the 100 simple moving average. So all the way up to around probably $1.40. You can see how difficult it's been to get above that. Once we get above $1.40, I'm going to probably recommend, hey, it's getting a little bit more risky. The risk is starting to be a little bit more to the downside on that one, but possibly even as high as $1.49. You know, we're starting to get into territory where why didn't you enter down here when you had golden opportunities and entries down here? So, you know, with Ondo, if you're not entering here at $1.20, Yes, maybe you want to wait for a higher high here, and that's fair enough. So $1.30. That's why I was saying, maybe that $1.49 level could be the kind of last time that I'm going to suggest, say, hey, taking a longer position at Ondo. But I think that's true of most of the coins. Sui is the same thing. The bounce off the 200 EMA on the daily here, and we'll wrap up with Sui here at $3.05. That was a golden opportunity. Again, I keep telling you about the 200 EMA on the daily. It's above the 9. There's an entry here right at $3.45, so that would still be okay, but be careful because, a further breakdown and we're all the way down to $2.76, okay, where Ondo was already quite far down there. This would have been the ideal entry here at $3.03. Now we're getting to a situation, I think once we get this higher high of $3.73, so I would think for Sui probably a break of this 50 EMA on the daily at $3.74. That could be the last kind of entry there I'm looking at, although the 50-day moving average isn't bad at $4.05, but they're really up there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sui consolidates a little bit more and these moving averages come down and they kind of bunch together and then Sui breaks above them. Let's have a quick look. We haven't done it for a while and people keep saying how accurate this is to follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And this has proven to be true. 12 hours just kind of tells me one way or the other. One way or the other. We're going to get you one way or the other. That might be the better song because that is it. Look, there you go on the 24-hour. Perfectly tags that area of 99. What did I tell you? It was going to get up there, and it did. Now what is it going to do? At some point, I believe we're going to break out of this bull flag and go higher, and this could be the time to do it, or maybe the market makers come back to this 97 and 95 area, and we come back to the middle of the range. What do you think? Are we going to break out to the upside, retest 100K and further up and start taking these levels here? Or are we going to come down? At some point, the market makers have to leave liquidity behind. They might come for one final flush out. Maybe they won't because that's what everybody thinks and they'll get it later. But there are some levels there you can see to the downside. Let's jump to the weekly time frames there. And you can see they're eating into that liquidity there on the weekly. There is to the downside, still to the downside. Let's look at the monthly. There is the last one we'll look at and see. And you can see that it's taken up where the highest yellow is, the most liquidity. It's taking that out. I don't know. I think they want probably more up there. 133 million at 106, 118 million at 107. So I think that they might possibly want more shorts to open there. And maybe they come back down again to that 95 read. We'll see there. I think that what we've seen, I think on the 48-hour time frame, I like that one the best. I think this shows you that if I'm the market maker, I probably come up and tag that 100K. And if I'm the market maker, I'm still wanting to trade in this range, then I'm coming down and I'm getting 96 and 97 and 95 there, and I'm coming back to the middle of the range. But if it's time to take off, it's going to be time to take off, and you better be ready. And don't get caught, because once it goes above and then it'll start trading in that 100 to 109K range, and that will be the new range that we traded. The middle would be around 104, 105, and we're going to see the same thing happen. Sometimes it skips some ranges, like we saw on the way up to 90 to 100K. It kind of skipped through that 7, and that's why it always remains a danger, that 73. If we look here on Bitcoin, that 73, there's not a ton of liquidity down there, but there is some still down there. And so that's the danger there. If we would lose that 90, 89, 88 area, and there's a big gap between about 88 and 73, we kind of skipped that, and we just markets made. So we don't want to range in there. And so that's always the risk to the downside. It still remains a risk to the downside, okay? So always factor that in with trading. Make sure you know when you have a plan. Make sure you know when you're wanting to get in. What coin are you wanting to trade? Where's the entry? Where are you going to take profit, and where are you going to exit if it goes against you? What is the trend saying? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Are we in a sideways trend for that particular coin? Are we ranging, and where are the ranges for that? I do all of these educational videos are available for you on my cheat sheet under the education tab that can be found in both Discords, and can be found, you can actually find, if you're not in the Discord, go back to an earlier video, from November, and it'll be hiding there, not hiding, fully available in one of those older videos from early November in the description. Save that link and you can always keep yourself educated and watch those videos. Of course, all those videos are available on YouTube. I just compile the ones that are more focused on those concepts that I've been talking about here are in there. There are a ton of them there, maybe over 20 videos. All right, that's all I have time for today. And until the next episode, happy trading.